Let's make some white chocolate macadamia nut cookies.
Now, you add half a cup of unsalted butter. Next, you add 3/4 cups sugar. And what we're going to do is a process called creaming, where you take the softened room temp butter and mix it into the sugar. Next, you take 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. In my instance, I'm going to be using a white chocolate extract. And 1 egg. Room temp, of course. And this is where you start to mix it in again. Once you mix it in, you should have a consistency something like this. Now in a separate bowl, take 1 1/4 cup flour, take 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, little side note, make sure that your flour is nice and fluffed. You don't want it compacted in, otherwise your cookies will end up way too tough or dry. Now take half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm using sea salt considering these are macadamia nut cookies. Then just simply give that a little mix, mix. And then you're set to combine it into your wet ingredients. And take your dry goods into your wet goods and start to mix that together. Next, you want to add the most important ingredient here, your macadamia nuts. Give them a nice little rough chop. That way they're not whole and crunching into some big old nut in your mouth. Simply fold those in. Once you get it about halfway mixed in, go ahead and grab yourself some white chocolate chips. Now the recipe calls for 1 cup. Me personally, I go a little extra. I'd say that's about a cup and a half. Now simply fold that in. You want to be careful too not to overmix this. It throws off the whole science of the cookie. And yes, there is science in baking. Now you can either take this mixture, put it into a bag, and put it in the fridge for say 30 minutes to an hour, overnight if you don't want the cookies right away. Me personally, I'm going to take my cookie scooper here and create some little balls and just set it on a dish lined with a little parchment paper. That way they're set and ready for the oven after the cooling time. Okay, so it's been 1 hour. I have now removed the cookies from the fridge and preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I'll now place my cookies onto my baking sheet here. I have it lined with my plastic mat. Each cookie should be about 2 inches apart. Depending on the size of the cookie, Usually 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons will be about your average size. Now you want to bake these for 10 to 12 minutes. Now, depending if you want, you can add a couple extra chips to the top or a couple extra nuts. That is more a matter of preference. Since I added a few extra chips, I don't see a point. I am going to press these down because they are still rather firm, just so they spread a little even. Alright, let's get these bad boys in the oven. Okay, so the cookies were in there for a total of 12 minutes. Now I've just pulled them out. I've set my timer for 4 minutes. You usually want 3 to 5 minutes on the pan to go ahead and complete the cooking process. Then after the time, you take them off, put them onto your cooling rack, then they'll be set and ready. Well, thank you for watching Connor's Corner's first video, white chocolate macadamia nut cookies. As you can see, they came out beautiful. Nice golden brown on the bottom, soft in the center but crispy on the outside. Just delicious. Nice buttery texture to them. And nothing better than a nice tall glass of milk. The recipe will be in the description below. Thanks again for watching.